Hi, Danielle here, MsCreate knitting, although I'm not knitting today. Today I'm getting ready to polish some more of the flint that I gather when I go hunting for arrowheads, and there's a lot of flint, and a lot of times I'll get the flint and I'll just pick it up and it's not worked or any kind of arrowhead, but it's oh pretty, and I bring it home anyway. And so I have a lot of pieces of flint, and what I do is I polish them, and sometimes I wire wrap them, sometimes I try to sell the stones for people to work on, and sometimes I just keep them and look at them. And I usually pull out all of the ones that are worked or look like they've been worked by the indigenous peoples of Ohio. But every once in a while I'll polish stuff that probably has been worked. And so a lot of the things that I polish are always pointed, because that's what draws me to a rock. You know, I'm looking for an arrowhead, so the first thing I'm going to do is look for something that's pointed. And a lot of times it's just naturally that way. And so, you know, they're nice when you polish them down, because then they're really good for, they look really nice. There's a lot of different kinds of flint in Ohio. I'm probably, and I have a nice big creek on my property, so there's a lot, especially when it rains and it really just comes by fast. I'll find all different kinds. See, like, I think there's Flint Ridge, which is the rainbow flint. That's close to here. I don't get a lot of that, but I get some. I mean, I love the red pieces of flint, and I'll always look for that. I get a lot of this brown flint, and like I think that people call this is actually called chert, because flint is more of a jewel grade, I think. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be wrong. And so, like, this is, I think, called chert, but it polishes up so beautifully. And you'll see a lot of it has like little inclusions. Like, you'll see the see that it's little quartz inclusions, because they're old, and so there'll be a lot of things added in. And some of these are way too big, so I'm not going to be polishing these, but I probably kept that one because it's got that beautiful little shimmer in it. But I thought I would go through the process of doing the polishing. I've got a double barrel. I've got a Lortone lapidary rock tumbler. It's a 33B, so it'll do 2 3-pound tubs or barrels at a time, and this process is going to take 4 weeks. So I'll try to oh God, I hope I'm getting better at editing too, because you probably just want to turn this off. But I'll try to show you after each process of the polishing, because the first is like a really strong grit, the second is a finer grit, the third is a pre-polish, and the fourth is the actual polish. And then after that you burnish with soap or any kind of, you know, people use ivory or whatever, but I've got a lot of nice polished stones, and I'll show you them at the end too. But you're only supposed to fill these up 2/3 of the way, and a lot of times I'll fill them up 3/4, because I don't want the rocks to be as rounded. I like the sharp edge. They don't end up being sharp, but I would hate to have this be a round stone and lose all of the you know, the portions. So instead of this being round, it'll be more it'll be polished down, but it'll still retain the rock shape, which is what I like. And so I don't know if this time I'll fill it 2/3 or if I'll do 3/4. I guess it just depends because I have to pick. I'll have to go through here and pick which ones I want to do. And so let me stop this for now, and then I'll come back and show you the ones I picked. Okay? Okay, I'm back. I got my filled up my two containers, and you can see they're pretty much, this one's a little lower. They're more 3/4 than they are 2/3, and that's usually what I end up doing because I have so many I want to do, and then I just end up throwing them in there. But here's all the ones that are left over, and so these I'll go through next time. But I just wanted to show you, I'm not gonna fill these up. I'll just tell you what I'm gonna do because I'm sure you've seen it. But this is the first time I've tried this polyplastics. I had other stuff that I used before, but what you'll do on your first, depending on how many pounds they are, they'll give you the instructions on how many teaspoons to put in and how much water to put in, and you close them up, and the first week or 7 to 10 days you'll use the and they even have them in steps, so you can see this is the course. So I'll put some of that in there, and then after 7 to 10 days I'll use the step 2, which is the medium grit, and wash everything off, and then I'll use step 3, which is the pre-polish, and then step 4 is the polish. And so these pellets they give you, because you're grinding these down, you'll lose some of your volume in here, and sometimes you'll need to put these in here to replace, because if there's a lot gone, you really need to have that, at least that much, that 2/3 amount in there. So that's what these are for. But anyways, I'll just kind of show you the ones I picked. You see I got some big ones in here. I like the big ones. I don't know why, because when it goes to making a necklace, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be too big. But anyways, I have some big ones in here. And is there any I wanted to show you? Oh, for instance, this is not flint. This is a fossil, and a lot of times I like to do these too. I have a lot of them. In Ohio, I don't know in other states, but in Ohio, the fossil layer is really close to the surface, and so a lot of our flint and different areas around will have, you'll be able to pick up these fossils. And so I will polish this one because they come out really nice when they're polished too. I don't know what it is. I'm not exactly sure what kind of fossil that is. Here's like one. It's got a little one in there. But you'll see I pick a lot of the chert or flint that has. You can see the middle layer has a different color because these come out really nice. And here's some of the rainbow. You don't really find that much around here. Sometimes my husband takes me to look on beaches that are closer to Flint Ridge. And Flint Ridge is, I mean, I am in Licking County, and Flint Ridge is in Licking County, so it's not too far away. I just don't live on a major, my creek gets a lot of stuff, but it's not on the major Indian highway, or here's some more red. And you try to get and I like these too. I'm not sure if there's banding in them, so I don't know, there's different kinds. There's Coshocton, which is I think a dark gray. There's Flint Ridge. There's all different kinds, and I don't really know all that much about it. But I'm learning. I'm always learning. And so these are the ones I picked for this batch, and I don't think there's any, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to show you in this batch, but I wanted you to see these ahead of time so we can look back at them after, you know, when we go through the process of polishing them. Let me put this back over here, and I'll show you the second one I picked out. Oh, this one. Yeah, I mean, it's got a really nice, it's got some, quartz in there, but I'm gonna hope that it stays on there, but I'm not too worried about that. So many rocks that I just keep because I'm like, I just can't do anything with that rock. But some of them I'm just like, okay, well, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it, Danny. All right, here's the second one. I think this is the middle. I think this is the middle of some type of knife or arrow, like the indigenous people used. And I don't really know too much about it, but I think this is the middle. I think the top cracked off and the bottom cracked off. So, but it's a nice rock, and so I'm gonna. You see, a lot of these have the really nice middles. Those you'll see how nice these come out when they're polished. And I don't know what kinds these are, but I just love that banding on there, and it comes out really nice. This one is kind of cool. It's got a round thing there. So I'm going to try to do this all together. So hopefully you won't have to wait for a next video to see how they come out, because you'll just be watching it. This one, when it was wet, when I found it, this is not flint. I think this is limestone. When I found it, it was this beautiful pink color. And it has this fossil right there that's like a pink. And so I bet you this is gonna polish down so nicely. So we'll see how that one turns out. And you try to not put too many in there. See this up here on the top? That is probably gonna stay. So you gotta watch. You try not to get one with a lot of stuff on it like that, because it's not gonna, it probably won't come out that well. So, oh, and this one is another big, was I gonna do this one? This one has a big fossil on it, and I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna do it, and we'll just see how it comes out. But this one's got big fossil on the top, so you can see that. But yeah. So this is my second thing. So I will get back to you, and we will check it out after the first go round. And anyways, I'll catch you after. I'll be right back, which be to you, but to me it'll be like a week from now, with how they look after the first, and getting ready to put them in the second for the second week. All right, talk to you later.